You're listening to the European Parliamentary Research Service podcast on the EU Customs Union.
The EU Customs Union is a unique example of an area where a number of countries apply a common set of rules for handling the import, export and transit of goods.
The rules governing the system were updated by the Commission in May 2016, resulting in the new Union Customs Code. Let's take a look at it.
The Customs Union is an essential part of the EU's internal market and has been in place since 1968. It's managed by 28 national customs services acting as one.
This means that member states do not charge customs duties between each other, but a common external tariff is imposed on goods from third countries entering the EU.
So a car produced in Japan or a mobile phone made in China or the US can circulate freely inside the EU once they've been cleared by customs in one member state.
That's it. Nothing more to pay and no more checks.
The European Commission proposes the rules and monitors their implementation, but it's the responsibility of the member states to implement them via their national customs administrations.
The EU has become the world's largest trading bloc. In 2015, the value of the EU's trade with other countries amounted to 3.5 trillion euros.
This is 15% of global trade in goods and more than the total yearly retail sales in the EU. So who are we trading with?
Well, the main trade partners are the US, China, Switzerland, Russia and Turkey. In 2016, over 310 million customs declarations were handled by more than 2,000 EU customs officers working 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
So it never stops.
No, it doesn't, and it's getting increasingly complicated. EU enlargement, the growth of e-commerce, the threat of terrorism and cross-border crime, piracy and violation of intellectual property rights are all changing the nature of the business and forcing customs authorities to carry out non-fiscal tasks to guarantee the safety and security of European citizens.
These new challenges have forced the Commission to rethink the rules of the game and to strike the right balance between ensuring the smooth flow of trade and protecting internal security.
To ensure our security, some 120,000 officials work for customs authorities across the EU. In 2014 alone, they seized more than 450 tons of drugs, and in 2015 it was 7,000 weapons and more than 3 million items of ammunition.
In an effort to make the EU Customs Union fit to the new times, the Commission proposed a new Union Customs Code, which came into force in May 2016.
The new code aims at making European businesses more competitive and at creating more jobs and growth by streamlining and simplifying customs rules and procedures.
The idea is to offer greater legal certainty to businesses and increase clarity for customs officials.
The new customs code also aims at linking member states' national systems through a single interface and completing the shift to a fully electronic and interoperable customs environment through a centralised clearance system and a single customs office.
This will require the development of EU-wide IT systems, so by December 2020, all member states will need to be technologically ready to support the electronic flow of customs data.
The new system is meant as a natural evolution towards a modern customs environment, though its results and benefits may only be grasped once it has been fully implemented by the end of 2020.
But before that, many challenges will need to be overcome. Stay with us.
One of the challenges is that not all member states share the same vision of how and when to use common customs systems.
Although the rules are the same for all, some countries want more flexibility to decide when they implement the shared customs rules or maintain national solutions.
Further challenges relate to the structural and administrative changes the new customs code will introduce on customs policy monitoring, formulation and implementation.
The new Customs Code also tackles administrative issues such as the application of EU laws, competency building for customs officials, the coordination of different policy areas, and authorities involved in border management, as well as the question of resources and financing.
The European Parliament has looked at the issue on many occasions, and it is critical of the differences between customs systems at national level, in particular regarding customs duties and customs clearance.
To MEPs, these create fragmentation, add red tape, especially for small and medium-sized companies, and hamper e-commerce.
So they suggest, amongst other things, stepping up efforts to create more uniform electronic customs requirements and risk assessment programs at EU level.
The Parliament has also asked the Commission to present an evaluation of EU customs policy by 2017, including a review of problems, overlaps, gaps, complaints filed with customs authorities and infringements of the new Union Customs Code.
The Parliament also expects a fitness check by 2021 to ensure that the new EU customs policy, including the new customs code, is delivering the expected results both for member states and for trade operators.
So we'll have to wait and see.
You're listening to European Parliamentary Research Service podcasts.